You're listening to Kizuki, the podcast. I'm Mae Yoshikawa, and I define the Japanese concept of kizuki as the following. Kizuki 1. A moment of epiphany, an aha of realization or insight which opens the knower to a new dimension of truth that was formerly unknown. 2. Steps in an incremental growth of awareness, resulting in a movement from ignorance to greater awareness of the bigger picture. A kind of knowing that cannot be undone, that cannot be unrealized. As a longtime yoga and meditation practitioner, a world traveler, and curious self-explorer, I'm obsessed with kizukis. Listen on each week for inspiring and enlightening stories that may just tip you over for your next aha. On this week's episode, 3 types of people. There's something I once heard that really stuck with me. Someone said, in this world, 1/3 of the people will uplift you. Another third will be completely neutral, like they won't care. And another third won't like you. They might even try to drag you down. I thought, wow, that's an interesting way to put it, but that simple math takes so much pressure off. Just to know in this macrocosmic view that, first of all, not everyone's ever going to like you. And, reminder, not everyone's even going to care or have an opinion about you. And that, yes, some people might even go out of their way to try and bring you down. That's just how it is. That's the diversity of the world. I recently thought about this because I was practicing for my TEDx talk that's coming up next month at the University of Northern Iowa. I've been working on this speech for weeks, maybe months now, refining it, memorizing it, and just trying to perfect it. So the other night, I asked my 16-year-old son if he could hold the script and spot me in case I forgot a word. I wanted to do the whole thing from memory. He agreed, plopped himself down on the sofa, and I started delivering my speech. I was in the zone, walking around, kind of pacing around the living room, looking out the window, trying to imagine my audience, and just really feeling it. I was so into it, actually, that I hadn't even looked at him the whole time. I just wanted to keep my focus. And then about 80, maybe 85% of the way through, I kind of lost my memory for a second. I needed him to spot me. So I glanced over for a cue. And oh my God, he was asleep, script in hand, totally passed out. I was like, wait, what? Can he be sleeping? This is my big TED Talk. It's like, so good. How can you sleep? But instead of getting kind of ticked off about it, which a past version of May might have, I didn't really let it get to me. I just kind of shrugged it off and I was like, maybe he was just really exhausted from school. Then the next night, I tried again. We finished our family dinner. We cleaned the kitchen and all of that. And I was like, hey, can I try my speech again? And I had done a little bit of brushing up since the day before. So I thought that I could be smoother, but I just almost have the whole thing memorized. So I wanted him to be there to spot me once again. So he's like, yeah, sure, Mom. So he grabs my script, 6 pages long, and he plops himself down on our big sofa again. This time, I was even smoother. I almost had the whole thing down. Oh, by the way, the topic of my TED Talk is kizuki, the Japanese aha moment that awakens and reconnects us. So exciting. So I'm all in the flow again. I'm super focused. I'm in the zone. I'm telling my story and I'm making my points and I'm trying to get like every little word right. Resonance, cadence, all of that. And I felt so good. Once again, like over 90% of the way through, I hadn't looked at him. But that final part, was it this phrase or that phrase? And I just wanted to make sure. So I glanced over at him and yep, he's asleep again. I was like, what the F, right? Now, I could have been a little hurt or maybe even a little mad, like I wanted him to care. He's like my family after all. Or I could have gone down the negative spiral of, oh my God, what if my speech really isn't good enough and it's boring him? But no, I didn't have that thought because I know my coach loves the speech and I know how my whole heart is in it. Like my whole life is in it, really. I think it's strong. Instead, I realized something. My son wasn't being negative. He wasn't quite uplifting me either. He was just neutral. And honestly, so this whole thing happening with my entire life in it, big TED Talk, but 2 nights in a row of practice. What I took away from it was this sense of, I just felt like it was so grounding. It reminded me that no matter how many people I stand in front of, no matter how good the talk is, at the end of the day, to him, I'm just mom. He'll cheer me on and I know he loves me and he's so proud of me. But he also doesn't need me to be all of that. That neutrality planted my feet right back on the ground. So, here's my kizuki. It got me kind of circling back to the idea of 1/3 of the people will uplift you, 1/3 will be neutral, and then 1/3 might try to bring you down. Because each of those 3 types of people have a role and a function, not necessarily for them the way they are, but a role and a function for what they bring out of you, how they serve you, okay? So the ones who uplift you, we all know they're the wind beneath your wings. They help you soar. They believe in you, sometimes even when you don't believe in yourself. They're there to help you to rise and to soar. The ones who drag you down, those are hard to take. But those are the ones that will really teach you to stand tall in your own strength and to choose your own strength, especially when it's tested. Especially when you're in a room full of people that are kind of like going against the grain of who you are, can you still hold your own? That kind of internal strength can't be provided for or can't be drawn out by the uplifters in your life. It has to be the haters that really make you dig that deep. And let's talk about the ones who are neutral. Because it's not that they have nothing to do with you. It's that the way that they don't give a damn and the way that they're super neutral about you, they remind you you're human. And that your humanity, your existence, isn't more or less than anybody else's. And that's how they keep your 2 feet grounded. All 3 matter. All 3 have their place and function. If you're curious about my TED Talk, it's happening at the University of Northern Iowa on October 25th, 2025. You can find the details at TEDxuni.com, TEDxuni.com, or through my Instagram, link in bio. And you know what? If any of you, by any chance, happen to be anywhere near the vicinity of Iowa and you show up, come and find me and tell me that you came because of this podcast. I might just faint on the spot. Thank you for listening. Learn more about me and my Kizuki journaling Mae Y method at my website, kizukijournaling.com. That's KIZUKIJOURNALING.com. Or find me on Instagram at MAEYOSHIKAWA.